Hey there everybody, Eric from Outer Limitless coming at you today with another video. Now in today's video we're going to look at these SA202 binoculars from the company Svbony. Now Svbony, S-V-B-O-N-Y, very interesting company. They reached out to me to see if I'd be interested in checking out these binoculars. Anytime I get solicited from a company to take a look at their products, I do try to go through their entire catalog to see what they're about. And Svbony has some very nice looking optics, all the way from binoculars to monoculars, different optics such as sighting scopes and even telescopes, microscopes, awesome optics. So Svbony definitely caught my attention and I thought it would be worth taking a look at these SA202 binoculars. So what we're going to do today, we're going to get out here, we're going to use these at a little bit of length. I'm going to see if I can identify hopefully a little bit of wildlife. I'm in a very beautiful spot here. I'm at my bushcraft wonderland. We're going to head over to the water, see what we can find. I'm going to go through these in detail, and I'm hoping that I find the quality of these is what I would expect after looking at their optics lineup. But with that said, I have a whole bunch to do and a whole bunch to share with you, and if you're interested in seeing a little bit more about what I'm about to get into, do me a favor, stay tuned. Now before we get too far, I would like to say thank you very much to the people at Svbony who did provide these for review. Now again, these are the SA202 binoculars. These are a 10 times magnification and a 42mm objective lens. Overall, a very compact design. As you look here, they're not too large, and that's because these take advantage of what's considered to be a roof prism. Now, I'm certainly not an expert, but there is a difference in the types of optics for each type of binocular. This again leveraging a roof prism versus other models that are considered a poro prism. If you see those binoculars that kind of flare out and the objective lens gets wider on the ends, that's typically a poro prism. But here, where these are slimlined, you'll see just straight down, these are the roof prism. So nice, compact, reasonably lightweight, and these have a nice texture to them, almost a rubberized grip. They feel really good, and when you look up close, you can see that these have a little bit of a grip pattern to them. So rubberized, nice grip pattern. They feel very good, a little bit soft in the hand. Overall, the construction seems to be very sound, and so far, I have to say, just at an initial glimpse, I am happy with these. Now the eyepiece. The eyepiece diameter is 18mm, and these have a blue coating. Now it might be a little hard to tell, but again, a blue coating on the eyepieces, and the overall coatings are to help with clarity and definition, cutting down on glare, the ability to get the contrast that you need while you're looking through the optics. These do have adjustable eye cups, so as you can see here, rotating this in and out, you can adjust these eye cups. Now for me, that's sort of a big deal. I found that I do tend to have long eyelashes, and my eyelashes will kind of rub up against the actual lens itself and then smudge it and smear it. So leveraging these eye cups buys me a little bit of space, which I definitely like. This has a nice large focusing knob, as you see here, and as you see on it here, labeled 10 by 42. Again, that is a 10-time optic with a 42mm objective lens. Now this is the main focus, however, there is also a diopter adjustment on the one eye, so on the right eye cup. That's to allow for compensation between your eyes in the event that your eyes aren't perfectly focused the same way. This allows you to sort of fine-tune. You can see here the protective caps on the back. I do have these lashed right to the strap, which seems to work pretty well to keep them really in place so that you don't lose them, you don't misplace them, and they're very easy and quick to get to. Now on the main objective lens, these are again 42mm, and these have a green coating. They call this the FMC, or fully multi-coated objective lens, again to help with clarity, the overall definition that you need, some contrast, and cutting down on a bit of glare. Again, you can see the caps here are connected, so right here they are basically connected right to the front, and those are easy to put into place, keeps it nice and protected. Now one thing to notice on the front here, you do have this little cap you are able to remove this and thread in a tripod adapter. Now I do have one with me. I'm going to put that on here. It is not by Svbony. It's actually sort of like a generic branded adapter. I'm gonna see if it fits, and if it does, we'll try to get this on the tripod. Svbony does offer one. I just happen to not have it. It did not come with my setup. Now, as I mentioned, I do have these fitted out with the strap. This does come with a neck strap. I have this cinched way down, and that's for a reason. It's actually kind of for my comfort. Personally, I like to have things that are pretty tight to me. I do a lot of scrambling and running through brush, working my way through, trees in different areas. And the last thing I want is something that's hanging real far and can swing too far out. So I do have this fairly tight and seems to work pretty well where I can still get on these, but at the same time, just sitting nicely in front of me. Now, these did come with a carrying case. It's a very basic case, not a lot to it. Kind of soft on the inside, a little bit padded, a simple strap, no real other connection points. So for me, I thought I'd go down a slightly different road today, which is to leverage my Mystery Ranch Bino pouch. I have covered this in a prior review. Now this for me is going to be about perfect, where these Svbony SA202 binoculars are going to fit in here with ease, no problem at all. They sit right down and inside. And as I mentioned, I did have a tripod adapter that I brought with me that also fits in here, no problem. And I have an eyepiece cup that holds my cell phone, so I might be able to get some footage through these. I'm gonna try that. Now, you do need to keep in mind the quality through the phone is nowhere as nice as it is as you literally look through the actual lens. That's the thing, your eyes see the detail, the quality, the clarity. The phone can't pick that up, so even if I do get some footage through this, you gotta kind of keep that in mind. So at this point, let's get these SA202 binoculars into some good use and see how they perform. My initial impression, once you settle into these, extreme clarity. I mean, super clear. Very nice in terms of the optics quality. I found as though I needed to take a second, get these eye cups sort of adjusted to the real depth that I needed them. If I wasn't careful and I pushed the cups too far back, well, at first I was getting a little bit of a double image, but at this point, I have everything sort of fine-tuned and dialed in, and yeah, man, these are really nice. Super clear. Oh, wow. All right, so there's a canoe stashed over there. That's funny. Where was that? Where was the... Oh, there it is. Yeah. There's a canoe stashed over there. The 10-time optics, I would say is enough. 10-time magnification's pretty good. I do have another pair that's 12 times, but it makes them a little bit bulkier. I'll throw a little B-roll in so you can see the comparison. This 10 by 42 versus the 12, and I believe it's 12 by 50. I think I have these are 10 by 42, and the other pair I think is 12 by 50, and those are just bulkier enough. But the 10 times magnification here is great. I'm gonna see what I can do to get my phone mounted to this, and let's see if you can take a quick peek at that canoe. So to do this, pretty much I take an adapter, I get it over the video camera lens on my phone. This actually fits right on the back here. And if I did this properly, I should be able to see through here, and yes, I can. So let's roll. All right, so now that I have my phone mounted onto the actual binoculars, here you're gonna see way across there, you can see there's a canoe, and as I zoom in, There you go. Right on the shoreline. I know this is a little bit shaky, but you can see it there. I would have never been able to see that with my bare eyes. But yeah, someone stashed themselves a canoe. I should go find that someday. That'll be a journey. That is over there, man. That is far. But really cool. So yeah, even the idea that you can theoretically adapt your camera to the binoculars, that's pretty cool. And not that it's the best quality, but I mean, you can do it. I can tell you the colors look a little funny. They're not as clear as I would like. And they're a little washed out, but yeah, it's not terrible. Let's see if I can make some adjustments here. Really seems to be the glare off of the water. Now that I reset the actual exposure, that's much better. Doesn't get rid of the shaky factor, but yeah, pretty cool. Just sort of spying out here a little bit. If there was some wildlife, you definitely see it. Now again, keep in mind, these are much, much clearer when you're looking through them. They're like very nice, high quality, and just excellent definition. But even with the phone here, it's pretty cool. So overall, the phone working pretty well. That was neat. But just gonna hang out here a little bit longer, and I don't think there's too much in the way of wildlife today, unfortunately, but if there is, I'll try to find it. 2 clicks back on the eye cups is perfect for me. It's about where my eyes like them. I'll tell you what, even at 10 times magnification, I'm pretty certain, even if there was like a mouse or a squirrel running along the shoreline there, I would definitely see it. And that's far away. That's probably maybe 200 feet, which is not crazy far, but at the same time, I mean, to be able to see something that small and at that detail. So you definitely need to settle into these a little bit. Get the eye cup set. The width is definitely going to be critical because that's what's going to prevent you from getting sort of like a double vision. And then overall, getting the coarse adjustment and then just refining with that diopter adjustment, you really can get these super crisp. So overall, the Svbony SA202, I have to say, I'm definitely impressed. And so as I mentioned, you can remove this cap from the front and basically thread in a tripod adapter. Now again, this is sort of generic, and I'm thinking this is going to work, but let's test the threads here. Yes, that does work. So at this point, this is a tripod adapter. If I wanted to, I could definitely get this on the tripod. Now my camera is currently on the tripod, so but you can see this is the little boot for my actual tripod, and then the adapter here fitting in there no problem. So that is definitely a viable option. If you wanted to steady these, you could get a monopod, which would also be fantastic. I think a monopod would work great. But generally, just a nice, easy adapter, no problem. And as I mentioned, Svbony does have these for sale. I just happen to not have theirs, but I did have one of these from another set that I've reviewed in the past. So again, I'd like to say thank you very much to the people at Svbony for providing these for review. I can say I am definitely happy with these. Good overall grip, nice and compact, fairly lightweight, super clarity, easy to adjust. Even with my gloves on, it wasn't a big deal. So generally speaking, I have to say I like these. These could definitely come with me in a number of scenarios, including probably backpacking trips, and I really do try to be as light as possible for the most part. But to have something like this with me would be great. I mean, camping, hiking, little day trips, no problem. Bird watching, animals, a little bit of surveillance. I mean, there's a number of reasons why these would come into play. And even for a hunter who's looking for some simple glass to take a look at things, I think these would work out just fine. Reasonable money, fairly inexpensive, all things considered, and just a nice piece of kit to have with you. And so if you like this content, do me a favor, take a look at my Outer Limitless 2 channel, which is more on the firearms and tactical side. That channel's been growing fast. I have a whole bunch of videos up there, so if you like what you see on Outer Limitless, do me a favor and check out Outer Limitless 2. So alright guys, thanks for stopping by. I hope you like what you saw. I hope you found it a little bit informative. If you like what you saw, please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for stopping by. Take care now. I'll see you soon.